Step 1. Installing Gfence 600Z control unit. Mount the control unit next to the burglar alarm panel. After the controller is mounted, supply power to the controller here. You will need to connect 12 volts DC. Connect an 18-4 lead-in cable to the direction you will be installing the sensors on. Take the 18-4 cable that is connected to the direction in use and connect it to the output of the lightning surge protector. Connect a separate 18-4 cable to the input of the lightning surge protector and feed the cable to the corner of the building where the perimeter protection will begin. Step 2. Mounting the wall box and connecting the 18-4 lead-in cable. Remove the cover from the wall box by unscrewing all 4 screws. On the back side of the wall box, rotate all 4 clips to 90-degree angle. Please drill a hole in the wall before mounting the wall box. Drill the junction box onto the building. Make sure the 18-4 cable can be fed through the rear. Feed the cable through the rear and connect the wires to the terminal strip. Remove the wire cap from the bottom of the junction box and attach it to the detector cable. Feed the detector cable into the cable gland and twist the cap in order to secure the cable. Connect the detector cable to the terminal. Next, we will zip tie the sensors to the perimeter. Step 3. Mounting sensors to the cross-section of chain link fence. Unroll the spool of detector cable and line it up next to the chain link fence with 1 sensor per fence panel. Zip tie the sensors over the cross-sections of the chain link fence. Use 1 metal zip tie over the body of the sensor and 2 plastic zip ties at the end of the sensor. Count the cross-sections of the chain link fence to about chest height. Zip tie all sensors at the same height. Leave the detector cable hanging until all the sensors are zip tied. Once all sensors are secured, we can zip tie the detector cable every 10 to 12 inches. When going over supporting poles, leave some slack for troubleshooting purposes. If there is excess detector cable, you can coil it up and zip tie it to the fence line. This will make it aesthetically pleasing. Please verify that all the sensors are in the same pattern. In our example, the pattern starts with the letter B, so our pattern is B to A. If your pattern starts with A, then your pattern is A to B. Please make sure the LED bulb is facing you. Dip switch settings on the control unit. There are 2 red dip switches per direction on control unit. If the pattern starts with A, then dip switches for direction 2 must be in up position for A. If the pattern starts with B, then dip switches for direction 2 must be in down position for B. Next, we will discuss gate connectors and URUTs. Step 4. Gate connectors and URUTs. The gate connector transfers the Gfence cable from the fence to the gates. Here are a few examples for reference. A man gate would require 1 gate connector. A double swinging gate would require 1 gate connector. A sliding gate would require 2 gate connectors. A double sliding gate would require 3 gate connectors. Depending on where the gate is located, you can splice the detector cable at the point where the gate connector will be installed. Here is our gate connector. On the backside of the junction boxes, twist the stainless steel tabs to 90 degrees. Remove the cap and attach it to the cable. Feed the cable and twist the cap to secure the cable. Connect the wires to the terminal strip. Repeat this step. Remove the cap from the junction box and attach it to the detector cable. Feed the detector cable through the bottom and connect the wires to the terminal strip. The gate connector is now zip tied to the fence with the detector cables connected. Next, we will discuss URUTs. URUTs have 2 separate functions. If the sensors continue, set the dip switch on the right to UR, which is repeater. If this is the end of the line, set the dip switch to UT, which is terminator. The dip switch on the left relates to the pattern of the sensors. If the pattern is the same around the whole perimeter, set it as $. If the pattern was changed after the URUT, set it as crossover. Setting as crossover is not recommended because it can cause confusion for any service calls. After you install the URUT at the end of the line as terminator, you have completed the installation and are ready for programming.